I remembered to start it before. Leah did not have to save us this time. All right. So this one was, I think, kind of average for me at least, in difficulty level. This one for me, like maybe I was just super tired whenever I was reading it, and maybe because I actually read it on Saturday and like couldn't get my brain around it, and so I came back on Monday and barely got like just all the names on this one kind of threw me off a little bit. So I had to like write them all down. Like I had on a scrap piece of paper at my desk, I was writing down like Turner is the main character, like coming in, he's the person we're studying, like Cardolo is the president and leaving soon. So I had to like write all these things to keep myself organized. But I'll say my position and my situation analysis together because I feel like they're kind of similar. The situation analysis just goes in deeper. So the position I put that Turner is walking an extremely thin line. On one hand, he knows the company is soon to be his, and as he is planning on being president. On the other hand, he knows that he is much newer than most people under him, and he is dealing with a very unpredictable and occasionally hostile boss who does not see the effect of his toxicity in the workplace. In order to counter this, Turner must show Cardolo the effect of its actions on his employees and business through actionable items that he can begin to immediately change, such as giving Turner control over certain aspects of the company again, and changing his attitude to his employees, with Turner included. My situation analysis is Jamie Turner, a young marketing manager, is hitting roadblocks with the project of growing MLI. He is butting heads with the current president, Pat Cardolo. At first, this relationship was cordial and mutually beneficial, but Turner soon began to see not so great sides of Cardolo, including extreme negative behavior to members of his team and to Turner himself. This culminated in a face-to-face meeting between Turner and Cardolo before the CEO of the parent organization came to discuss the operations of MLI. This, paired with the failing relationships between Julie Chen, created issues that needed to be resolved, but resolutions that often left meetings feeling even more frustrated and unsatisfied.
Nice. I'll do mine together too. So I said that the root cause of the situation is that Turner's relationship with a lot of employees is deteriorating, and the things that he got promised are not happening. The objective is to The objective is to rekindle the relationship and see if MLI will deliver on what they promised. The action plan is to take steps to rebuild the relationships and talk with higher managers to see if he still has the potential to get where he wants to be with the company. The situational analysis, I said the key issues that the organization faces are that their sales are declining, they're not all on the same page, and they have a hostile work environment. These issues have come up because the industry is evolving and they are slow on the curve. They also have work environment issues because of the manager and how he talks with the people. He doesn't really treat people like they're people with feelings and only treats them good if he thinks they're competent.
All right, I guess I'll go next. Actually figure out where I put my information. Oh no. I accidentally got rid of it. That's not good. Sorry guys, give me one moment.
No worries.
Okay, found it. All right, so just want to let you know, Nathan, on yours, it sounded really cool. It kind of actually sounded like a movie, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch it now. But yeah, okay. So my position is Jamie Turner accepts a job without hesitation as the VP of Marketing and Sales. He is ecstatic to be on board as he was needing to look for a job after Lamboland.com was going under and out of business. He felt very saddened though as he realized a 30-something-year-old single person going through yet another job problem. He was thinking that he might look like he is a job hopper, but that is not what he is. He enjoys working at his jobs. There were multiple things that were in the way of him having to find another job. He's also feeling like his boss, Cordolo, was getting distant from him. He was super excited to work with them and have his help, but he is now realizing it now. There we go. And he has worked for a company for about 6 months. Jamie has tried to meet with Cardulo. There we go. So they can resolve whatever is going on before Oliver comes to town, but to no avail. He is also feeling like his coworkers are resenting him as he is laying off people. They respect his wishes, but think he is doing it in a bad way. He was feeling frustrated and angry that Cardulo was not talking to him and made these requests to Turner, or just did, or without Turner knowing. My situation analysis, I put Cordula will push Turner away as well as other employees. Turner will get frustrated that he will quit the organization. Turner will want to do things his way. Cordula has been doing a lot of things his way, and now he has to teach what he knows to Turner. And Cordula has a right hand man named Julie Chin and Richard Garcia that are there to help him and make sure things are running smoothly.
All right, so it looks like Francisco's driving right now. So Mr. Sobita, you're up.
Sorry for not be able to be there before that. I had some internet issue. So for my position, I could say that the individual faces a crucial moment where he will have to answer questions about how and why the cell has weakened further while he is in control of the department. However, it is for the same reason that he has initially hired. Either it is a management problem or a communication problem or a competence problem. But in this case, the fact that there is a problem of fitting between him and the director, it leads to the fact that his work as a whole and decreases the number of sales and marketing management. Sorry. The problem that made Cardullo changes his behavior with Turner is because Turner came into the company to bring freshness without him including him as a superior. Turner prefers to work with people who are whole in the company and who are very good at what they do, but whose method is so absolute that it gives the company losses. He feels that he is not sufficiently respected as his hierarchical superior. The fact that the company is not his, he creates problem where he shouldn't have any just to blame Turner. When the big boss comes to inspect the damage caused by his task management in the company. On the other hand, the fact that Turner does not know very well the mentality of the people who work with him, it also causes him concern because they do not want to lose the good grace of their boss.
Are we just doing position and situation analysis?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I put the main problem is just working together to a common goal. I feel like Mr. Cardello feels like he also has too many things going on to really focus solely on the company. Also feel that Mr. Cardello's mindset on that department managers should be self-efficient and not be able to ask for help, which is a big issue because if you're running a ship, all areas need to be like work together in order to help each other out. So that having that mindset of everybody just has to be on their own and be able to work on their own causes a lot of conflict, which is bleeding into other aspects of the company. For example, Mrs. Chin not there it is. Mrs. Chin not taking the course of actions which was recommended to her based on the cash flow. There's no trust and willing to compromise within the groups. Swanson brought Turner a spreadsheet that showed what she saw in a pending cash flow problem at MLI. They discussed it with Julie Chin, who assumed that to them that there was no problem with the project cash flow. Management treating the employees like they are not people. Mr. Cardell raised his voice and used strong profanity, which Turner found both inappropriate and distasteful. Communication issues and emotionals running on high levels. Cardello refusing to talk with Turner. Turner also being upset and taking it out on Miss Chin. So a lot of lack of trust. And nobody wanting to help each other out.
Sorry, now I'm available. I'm kind of lost, so can you repeat the question?
Yeah, no worries. Glad you could join. We're just doing the position and the situation analysis for the last write-up we had.
Okay. I'm not with my notebook right now, but with the position and the situation, I remember that I put something we tried. The I forgot the name. Jamie needs to talk really serious. Organize with his boss. I forgot the name. Sorry, but I put something that he or she needs to talk really about it, how the feelings or talk about the difference, and they need to like be more in harmony, trying to doing their best for the company and for the best of of themselves. So in situation also put if in the case of the boss don't want it to talk with him or her, needs to talk with the other man that is coming in there to see what happens. Be honest that he needs to get the proofs and get the proof that he's doing his best for doing like the best for the company, but he's not getting support with the with the with the other man. So yeah, I put something with that to try to get the solutions, like be direct, be honest, put like a responsibility, meet with the people or with the person that he can talk. Also, like the teamwork. How can I solve the difference in ideas and different ways to solve a problems?
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Perfect. So going on, I'll combine my goals and objectives and action plan into one. I feel like they kind of go together. You guys can do whatever you think's best. My goals and objectives were pretty simple. Concisely explain to Cardolo exactly what changes need to be made to make MLI and their relationship grow in healthy and productive ways, and discuss ways the company can get back on track after a terrible August performance, show specific actionable plans to help MLI, such as the mobile lighting project that can bring revenue back to MLI. My action plan for those are to create an overarching plan for ways to help bridge the gap that Turner feels. And this is most likely not seen by Cardillo and will have to be specific examples to show that there have been frustrations, lay them out in a conversational manner with specific citations of past interactions to convey Turner's point of view. And the second action item I have is to create a portfolio of items that show progress made by Turner when left fully in charge, while presenting to Cardillo, explain the difficulties encountered during each stage, for example, being given the sales control too early before he could learn everything, and show growth that has happened and present or represent ideas to Cardillo for approval. If this doesn't work, it can be escalated to the CEO, but this should only be a last resort.
Nice. For me, on my objectives and goals, I said for the relationship with a lot of employees, the two main goals would be that he would be able to improve his relationships with each of them, and that he would be able to show them that he is a hard worker. And then for not getting what he was promised and hoped for, the two main goals would be that he would bring them up again and see if that promise still stands. Secondly, he would see if MLI would stay true to their word, and if they did, then he would stay with them. The action plan would be improve his relationship with his coworkers by take more interest in their personal life and show that he cares about them. He would be more genuine and really show that he has the best intent. And then to show that he's a hard worker, he will need to accomplish this by being more transparent about the things that he is doing, and he will make sure that he is involving others to show them how he goes above and beyond. And then to bring out the previous promises, he can accomplish this goal by setting a meeting with the managers and talking about where they are currently and see if the company and him are on the right path, ask about how he's performing and if what is promised can still be possible. And then to evaluate his options. After he's learned if MLI will be true to their promises, he can fill out his options. He can put other filler resumes to see if there are any other opportunities out there that would be better.
For me, the objectives and our goals is Cardillo should take some time aside and be able to talk to Turner and tell him how he feels. Turner is there to help and be there for him. Turner also needs to voice how he feels to Cardillo so they are on the same page. When Turner is feeling frustrated, he should talk to Cardillo. If Cardillo isn't listening, then wait for a while, calm down, and then go back and talk about the problem again together. Cardillo maybe thinks that his way is better than how Turner is doing it, so maybe teach Turner the way that he thinks things should be done, but then respect Turner if he is doing things in a different way. Is the way he learns things. With Turner being frustrated that he has to talk to Julie and Richard, he needs to see that as a positive and be able to talk to them about the problems he is learning. But with them talking to him, he can also help them. They can be a team and think of that every time that they are together and getting things done. For the action plan, I put down that Cardillo and Turner will need to talk to Oliver personally and make sure they are on the same page. They will meet every week to talk about things that are on their minds, have questions, talk about things that are bothering them, etc. It'll be considered a safe place, and they can talk about anything, and it will not be talked about again. With Cardillo not talking to Turner, with Turner trying everything to meet with Cardillo to make things right, is not good. So Cardillo needs to set aside some time where he can have a coffee break or something, and they can go and spend some time together and resolve their issues and differences while they are away. Also making this a weekly meeting for them to talk things out, and then they can talk to Oliver about the things that are working and aren't working. If Turner is feeling frustrated, then he needs to take a step back and talk to Cardillo when they both have calmed down and go over the problems again. Cardillo needs to be reminded that Turner is doing things his way. He is listening to what Cardillo is saying, and he's doing it what he feels is the best way. And then as for Turner talking to Julie and Richard, he just needs to talk to them as if he is talking to Cardillo and help them so they can also help him.
For me, I can say that for my objectives and goals, Um, for the situation to change, you need someone with a lot of authority and influence with both of them to be able to confront them with all the problem facing the department and their responsibility for this problem. The superior should stop believing the gossip. He should be able to put his ego aside and present all the stuff to Turner so that he really knows what he's getting into. Turner him should avoid giving reason to his subordinates on his boss. He should avoid talking too much because there are employees who live for gossip. Given that he tried to make peace with his boss, is already a first step towards change. But he should know that there are difficult personalities and that he must work only with due measure.
For objectives and goals, I put communication issues within management. First, Mr. Turner and Mr. Cardell will have a private meeting and do a 360 feedback. Building trust within the team building exercises, then staff meetings, laying out what the team currently looks like, and then currently what it will look like, what they would like for it to look out in the next couple of months. Action plan, I put Mr. Turner and Mr. Cardello will have a private meeting in the office to go over 360 feedback and discuss and align what do they want for the company to be and expectations within the next 5 months. After they have went and discussed that, then they'll bring in and have a private conversation to realign with Oliver and Julie. Once everybody has level set and come on a common goal and all have went through 360 feedback, then we'll be adding in the rest of the group, like Mr. Kelly, bringing and also aligning and having a staff meeting. After management has realigned, the rest of the team will get together, do team building exercises to build trust for the following group, to go over objective and goals for the next quarter.
I put my goals and action plans. The first point is to get the meet with the other man. Get the meets with the other workers to get more values. The second one is to prevent the teamwork about the decisions, ideas, how they can solve, share all, and get all the opinions in the same idea. So in action plans, get the be empathic with the other ones. Also get all the ideas and listen for the things. It will be better get these points to solve the decisions. This is the reason that I focus on that part to everyone can listen or working a team works. Like be more communicative with the people, with the workers. Get improving in the sales, in the other thing.
All right. So for evidence and risk assessment for me, I put the evidence. One of the best ways to let Cordolo know what is going on is to help him understand the problem through the eyes of Turner, explaining what emotion you felt and why you felt it, why you felt that, that control or consistency was taken away and that you don't feel like you have autonomy or freedom to do your work well can be crucial to Cardolo understanding the actions are harmful to others and last much longer than the short outbursts he has. And two, while it may be easy to lump everything into thinking that Cardolo is doing is bad, it is important to realize he is a person as well and likely is going through large changes in his life and the time frame as well as Turner. Try to remain objective. If Cardolo becomes upset, consider that their behavior may be about any number of things, such as personal issue that may have nothing to do with your performance. Attempting to understand him on a personal level will show what truly that he truly wants the best for the company and everyone involved. For risk assessment, I put 1 as the main overall risk is Cardolo shutting down and not acknowledging any issues between Turner or himself or with the company, breaking down exactly what happened to have Turner make these assumptions, as well as the company numbers will help dispel this issue. Showing that actual things have happened while keeping things concise and non-emotional will be hard line to walk, but if there's planning before it can be done. And the second is Cardolo will also outright reject the Turner's leadership, saying that his first 6 months have been a failure and that there need to be corrective actions taken to avoid loss. This can be dispelled by showing the numbers from the previous months to the flat rate months that Cardolo put into effect, as well as the lower positions such as Garcia and Chin. Showing the positive effect Turner has had when he is allowed to operate will be vital to show that power can be restored.
Nice. For me, my 2 pieces of evidence. 1 said practice active listening. Trust and great communication skills are the foundations of any healthy relationships. One of the best ways to achieve both of these is through active listening. And then the second one was speak your mind, but keep things professional. Understandably, you're frustrated about missing out on the salary increasement, and you deserve better, or the promises that you're missing out, but still don't throw a tantrum or whine about it to your colleagues or your manager. If you go down that path, you'll risk ruining your chances of ever getting what was promised. For my risk assessment, I have 1 likely risk that could happen when implementing the action plan is that Turner will likely get let go of. This could very well happen because of how the relationship and how sales are dropping. The resolution to this would be that Turner needs to know his options and really look to see if there's anything else out there for him. Second risk could be that when he talks to managers, they say they're not going to stay true to their promises. The best resolution to this is say okay and be professional and that you're not happy about it. After that, you go home and you start looking for other jobs and use that to help see if MLI wants to keep you around or counter the offer that you get.
Awesome. My evidence is just some things that I found online. Like, for instance, it says, no matter how much you love your job, there is no denying that the work can be stressful. High workloads, complicated tasks, and tight deadlines can all aid feelings of stress, making employees frustrated or anxious. A coffee break offers staff a much needed step away from the pressure and allows them some time to relax. This makes the workload more manageable and the staff will return to their desks feeling refreshed. Propose the idea of a breakout area to your boss and use it to take a break during periods of high frustration or stress. And peer-to-peer learning is also uniquely well suited to the way we learn. When your team wants to learn a new skill, where do they turn first? Google, YouTube, their corporate training programs? No. According to a study conducted by our company, more workers first turn to their peers, which is 55%, second only to asking their bosses. For the risk assessment, I put down that Cardolo will keep doing what he is doing and get on Turner's nerves and make him mad because he is not wanting to talk to him or tell Turner that there is nothing wrong. If that happens, then they will be called into an office and will not leave until they resolve what is going on. Turner will continue being upset at Cardolo and be frustrated because he isn't voicing his feelings to Cardolo. That happens, maybe have him write a letter to Cardolo and tell him what he thinks and meet with him and Cardolo in a meeting so they can discuss that. And if Cardolo thinks that he is too busy with time with Turner, then we will make time. We will talk to Cardolo's assistant and Turner's assistant and have them put on the calendar that they will have a 2-hour coffee break meeting and block that off so that nothing else will get in the way and the assistants can help with that. Make sure there is accountability and responsibility going on as well. They are not children and will not be treated as such, and they will need to work on things themselves as well.
As an evidence, I added that this claim as to meet that the boss will or should hold a formal meeting late to properly introduce Turner to his colleagues, have a private meeting with Turner to clearly define his task, and reprimand on what deserves a reprimand, state transportation and accommodation costs accurately so that everyone knows the amount of money, and if there are additional costs, the employees will be responsible for them. This plan will work because it was a communication problem that caused this kind of behavior. On travel, no one will hold the other responsible for overspending. Turner had to avoid talking too much and talking badly with his superior for his employees to avoid unnecessary conflicts. And when told that something is wrong, he should reflect on a new approach and not just walk around the proposal. Employees like Chin may not agree with the new approach, but it will be for the best. The sales manager will not be easy to tame either, but you just have to use the right words to convince him. Because I remember that when I was new at my job, I needed this kind of conflicts, and after time and introspection, I realized that it was me the problem because I didn't understand well my task, and I did anything on my work. And after regarding my work and we and take another approach with my job and my peers, I realized that I could use something new and to make my life better, because get another job is not easy, and you should do your best to make things work. Um, thank you.
For evidence, I put it is important to rebuild trust within a team, because if the team doesn't trust each other, they will not admit to their mistakes and be less likely to take their feedback. In the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, it states the most important action that a leader must take to encourage the building of trust on a team is to demonstrate vulnerability. Pat and Jamie, if they want to be successful, they need to be vulnerable with each other in order for trust and the rest of the team to trust them. I also put that it's important to rebuild the trust and realign with the group on their goals. For risk management assessment, Mr. Cardella not wanting to listen or shutting down and not wanting to speak to anyone. Mr. Turner would have to sit down with him again, but this time may need a mediator who is not that is neutral to both parties, that can sit down and assist with helping them come to agreement. Probably somebody from the other team, somebody who just doesn't have, basically who's neutral. Not wanting to participate in group activities or with others. Employees need to be held accountable and should want to work together to make the best choices for the company. If they do not want to participate or want to work with other people, then they will have to have a private meeting with either Mr. Turner or Mr. Cardella to get to the root cause of why they don't want to work with certain people. And if they continue to do so, them, the job may not be a good fit for them. But finding the root cause and discussing 360 feedback with every employee is the best course of action for everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna get